In the early centuries of Christianity, when the faith was still taking shape under Roman rule, the North African theologian Tertullian boldly declared, "The soul is naturally Christian." By this, he meant that every human being carries within themselves an innate awareness of the divine, a seed of truth implanted by God. This conviction placed Tertullian at the intersection of theology, philosophy, and psychology. At a time when skeptics doubted the truth of Christianity, he argued that faith was not alien to human nature, but rooted in the deepest structure of consciousness. In this video, we'll explore Tertullian's vision of the soul, its origin, its relationship to God, and its role as the inner witness to divine reality. Tertullian was born in Carthage in Roman North Africa around the year 160 CE. He trained as a lawyer and rhetorician, and his sharp, argumentative style reflects this background. After converting to Christianity as an adult, he became one of the most influential early Christian writers, often referred to as the father of Latin theology, because he was among the first to articulate Christian doctrine in Latin rather than Greek. Tertullian lived during a period of persecution when Christians were accused of atheism, immorality, and disloyalty to the Roman state. His writings defended Christianity not just with scripture, but also with appeals to reason and human experience. His famous phrase, anima naturaliter Christiana, the soul is naturally Christian, was meant to show that the truths of faith resonate with what every soul already knows deep within. For Tertullian, the soul was not merely a byproduct of the body, but a direct creation of God. He believed that God implanted within each soul an innate awareness of the divine, a kind of spiritual memory of its origin. This seed of awareness is what allows human beings to recognize truth, goodness, and justice even without formal instruction. To him, this explained why cultures across the world, even before the gospel, had some notion of God or divine order. The universality of this intuition, he argued, pointed to the soul's natural orientation toward its creator. In this view, consciousness is not neutral or blank, but already charged with the presence of God's image. Tertullian often described the soul as a witness, testis animae, to God. Even when people deny God intellectually, their conscience, instincts, and yearnings reveal his presence. He pointed to the way humans instinctively call out to God in times of fear or crisis, as proof that divine awareness is embedded in the soul. For Tertullian, this witness is not imposed from outside, but arises from within, because the soul is naturally oriented toward truth. The soul, therefore, functions like an inner courtroom where God's presence testifies silently, reminding each person of their ultimate source and destiny. Consciousness itself becomes a kind of sanctuary in which the divine voice is always present, whether acknowledged or ignored. In Tertullian's time, Christianity was competing with both Roman religion and philosophical skepticism. Critics argued that Christian claims were irrational or novel. Tertullian countered that faith was not foreign to human reason, but its fulfillment. Idolatry and superstition, he said, were distortions of the soul's natural longing for God. People turn to false gods because the inner awareness of the divine, though present, can become clouded by passion, ignorance, or cultural habit. Yet even amidst error, the soul cannot fully erase its orientation toward the Creator. In this sense, Tertullian portrayed unbelief not as a lack of knowledge, but as a suppression of the truth already inscribed in consciousness. One of Tertullian's strongest arguments was that the universality of morality points to the soul's natural knowledge of God. Across cultures, people recognize concepts like justice, truth-telling, and respect for life. For him, this universality could not be explained by chance or social convention alone. It reflected the law of God written on the heart. The soul's moral awareness was another dimension of its divine imprint, guiding human beings toward what is good and away from what is destructive. Consciousness, then, is not only awareness of existence, but a compass pointing toward the divine order. In aligning with this inner law, the soul fulfills its true nature as naturally Christian. Although the soul is naturally Christian, Tertullian was clear that this does not mean it is naturally saved. The soul bears God's imprint but also suffers from distortion, forgetfulness, and sin. Like a mirror tarnished by neglect, it reflects the divine light only dimly. For this reason, revelation and grace are necessary. The gospel does not implant something foreign, but awakens what was already there. Christ, for Tertullian, is the healer of the soul's memory, restoring its innate orientation to God and perfecting its natural awareness with the fullness of truth. This understanding made salvation not an external imposition, but the fulfillment of what the soul always longed for. At the heart of Tertullian's vision is the conviction that consciousness itself carries the mark of eternity. The soul's natural awareness of God is not a fleeting impression, but a seed pointing beyond time. To be human is to live with this inner witness, this silent knowledge of a source greater than oneself. The journey of life, then, is about responding to this divine imprint, either ignoring it through distraction and idolatry, or cultivating it through faith and devotion. For Tertullian, the soul's natural Christianity is proof that human beings are not strangers in the universe but children of God, made to awaken to the divine light already shining within. Tertullian's claim that the soul is naturally Christian remains one of the most provocative statements in early Christian thought. It suggests that faith is not a foreign doctrine imposed from without, but the fulfillment of what the soul already knows within. In his vision, consciousness is the arena where God's presence is silently inscribed, where morality, longing, and self-awareness point beyond themselves to the eternal source. His teaching challenges us to see the soul not as a blank slate, but as a mirror already marked with divine light, a light that calls every human being to recognize their origin and destiny in God. Thank you so much for watching our videos. It has been very refreshing to see that we are finding our audience, and that people are opening their eyes to new perspectives. Remember, we are all in this spiritual quest together. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really means the world to us.